Our next guest joins us to weigh in on President Trump's tariff moves, Elon Musk's efforts to downsize the government, and more. Let's welcome Congressman Khanna of California, whose district is in the heart of Silicon Valley. And, oh, my God, he looks like Donald Trump, the outfit today. Ro, that was nice of you to do that, reaching across the aisle. We are aisle across reachers, the two of us. So we're going to look for some things we can nod to each other on today. But having been home for a couple of weeks and watching the coverage, Ro, it's once again fire hose, trying to get a drink out of a fire hose. And I'm just wondering, we've got the articles of impeachment already introduced, and, Chuck and Maxine chanting, "We shall overcome." And then on the other side, I see that this is the golden age of America, and the greatest days are ahead. It's a little bit hard to sift through all of it. And I'm just wondering, as a business guy in Silicon Valley, you must not hate everything, but I'm sure your eyebrows are raised at a few things.
Well, Joe, look, when the president and Elon Musk said that they wanted to bring transparency to government, expose waste and fraud, I was one of the Democrats who said, OK, let's work to see where that can happen. Let's look at the 5 primes in the Defense Department. Let's look at programs to make sure they're effective. The problem I have, and the reason that, Musk actually attacked me yesterday on Twitter, the problem I have is come to Congress, show where the fraud is, show where the wasteful spending is, and force an up or down vote. Don't make that decision unilaterally. That just, in my view, violates the Constitution. So if he wants to show that there's a lot of wasteful spending, come to Congress, force us to vote on it.
Rody, do you think any of opening up the hood, I think this is what you're saying, opening up the hood and looking at where we're spending is something that it'd be hard for anyone to say that that's not a good idea. But how he does it, what's constitutional, what the president can allow him to do, where's the guidebook? Do you think Congress should have the oversight there?
Well, look, Article 1 of the Constitution says Congress should spend. Now, the president and Musk and others
do you guys ever listen to that?
Well, their view is, we can only set what the maximum is. They don't. If we mandate some spending, they don't have to follow the maximum. Joe, imagine that someone from the left becomes president. Congress says we need $800 billion mandated for the defense budget, and you have someone from the left as president saying, no, we only are going to spend $300 billion. I mean, that's ridiculous. Of course, you have to spend what Congress appropriates, and that's the argument. I think they are likely to find awful examples of wasteful spending. I don't contest that. I'm sure they can legitimately offer transparency and sunlight to the American people. Just come to Congress, show us what you're finding, and then force up or down votes. And if Khanna still votes for those wasteful spending, I'll have to answer back home. Instead, the approach they're taking, which is just to stop the payments or make these decisions unilaterally, I don't think it's effective. Actually, have a partner with Congress to tell the American people what's wrong. And if you have a good case, the American people will demand those cuts.
Both parties are not monolithic, obviously, at this point, Ro. But what is the role that you see for yourself or Democrats in general? Is it purely the loyal opposition at this point, or do you want to try to, try to jump on board certain things that you think might actually be? I don't even know if it's worth hoping for that anymore, given the last 10, 12 years. But is that all a Democrat can be with some of the stuff that President Trump is proposing? It gets a lot of hair on fire. I did see that. When I was watching at home, Ro, is it possible to work at all with this administration for someone like you?
Well, like I said on wasteful spending, particularly on
what about other things?
On defense. Well, on manufacturing, I mean, if we want to look at investing in building the next generation of steel, the next generation of aluminum, the president talked about that on the campaign trail, that we've hollowed out manufacturing. If he had ideas saying, look, if American companies invest here, they get some tax incentive, an investment tax incentive, I'd work there. I'd work with Don Bacon on the Armed Services Committee. We have a view that we've got to make certain investments in cybersecurity to make sure that we stay ahead of China. I'd work on shipbuilding. We're way behind China when it comes to building ships. So there are areas that, of course, we can work together on AI. Let's do a Manhattan Project. You could call it the Trump Manhattan Project, but have AI actually used to cure disease or to improve battery storage. But instead, he's chosen, honestly, Joe, he's chosen to govern more, with his base. He won. He's made that choice. He's got to be willing to reach out.
Congressman, I want to go back to Musk and Doge and what they're doing, and in particular go to this idea, which is, look, I think it's hard to argue with the idea of putting transparency on, what government does, how government spends. I think it's broadly helpful for the public to understand all of those things. The question I'd ask you, though, is not just about freezing payments or, quote unquote, deleting payments, but how he's going about doing that, getting into some of these systems. I imagine he's going to want to have AI do some assessments of these kind of payments. But to do that, you actually have to take that data and effectively put it into some kind of AI system. He obviously owns XAI and other things. How do you think that broadly, to the extent it's going to be overseen, and I know that's the big concern right now, which is that it's not being overseen, how would you want that to happen practically?
Well, one, it should happen with the protection of privacy. So my understanding is that he's hired certain people who weren't in the government, that they've been now given access over very sensitive information. I rather that there would be people who have been vetted and cleared through the federal government, who've been there for a while, who have access to this information. And there should be clear guidelines, ethical guidelines by the Justice Department, career individuals on protecting privacy. So you don't just have a bunch of folks get the data and run it through AI and come out with models. Here's the thing. Look, some of this works in Silicon Valley. It's move fast, break things. You're going to go build a company. But you're talking now about the greatest institution in human history, 250 years of the American government, and the stake of millions of people. It's just a different way of governing, and they have to protect the basic rules and the Constitution.